Hey guys, how are you doing? Today is May 13th, another Friday, and today actually we sold out all the PayPal stock already, right? But some of the readers still ask me if I get the chance, then ask me to quickly review on the first quarter's performance. And I love this stock actually. Then my readers, then they all know that I love PayPal. But actually, this stock on the first quarter, that means from 2022, January to March, the performance is quite very disappointing. Very disappointing. And I think some of the disappointing factors are their internal issues, right? We do not have the responsibility to solve the problems for them because we are just investors, right? But the main point is we have to know these factors is quite seriously affecting the profit of not only on the lockdown issue, right? We know that the lockdown issue have a tailwind for PayPal, Square, a lot of them, and had a headwind for Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. And now the lockdown is over and then now gradually become normal. It's not related to China because China cannot use, never can use PayPal Visa card, right? So it's not related to China. Well, a lot of Asian countries like Japan, South Korea, like Hong Kong, like Singapore, they restore to normal already, right? So one of the previously the greatest tailwind of PayPal now becomes the headwind. But not only like that, because the profit and the stock prices they drops to a terrible level, terrible low. And then is it the time for you to buy at the dip? I don't think so. I don't think so. So today we spend some time to review on the first quarter performance of PayPal, and I have to warn you first. This is disappointing, right? So our Falcon portfolio also dropped it, but not to a terrible level, right? We still have 48%, 40%, and we will let you know the Powell's comment on the coming 2 times of increasing the interest rate in a moment, right? So if you want me to analyze on any stock or any subjects, then please leave your message under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by Usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. So this is our Falcon portfolio. Actually, we performs just a little bit better than the NASDAQ. Well, NASDAQ is just 47%, and our portfolio is 48%, right? So that's what it is. And then this is our covering. Yesterday, Dow Jones, then I monitor it up till about 1 o'clock, right, in the morning in Hong Kong. It just goes up, goes down, goes up, and goes down. And then after the closing is minus 103 points, right? Not a big drop, right? And NASDAQ even have a little bit up, but just 6 points. So you can count it as nothing, all right? And we had some expectation, right? Expectation from the public, right? That means the stock future jumps as S&P 500 looks to avoid a bear market, and there's a good chance the Fed can pull a soft landing, right? So that's what the people expecting. But from Powell yesterday, then he said, I cannot guarantee a soft landing, right? So, and he said that for the coming 2 times of discussing on the interest rate, and they will add half point at each time. That means 110 points, right? That means 1% this year, right? 1% this year, then this is, I think the market already digested it already, right? And the bad things is for Microsoft, Apple, Google, right? They have a good performance and then they are still dropping in these few days. Maybe because of the hedge fund, I don't know. Maybe because of the hedge fund, I don't know, right? So that makes the market drops because they have a big proportion, like Apple, like Google, and then Microsoft. And I have to say it again: Apple, Microsoft, Google, their performance is good, not bad, right? Don't sell it, just hold it. So time for us to face the truth of PayPal, right? Actually, we earn money on PayPal. I have checked the record. We bought PayPal at 102 US dollar per share. And then we sell out 3 times. First time is 140. Second time is 188. And then the last time is 190. So actually we make money on PayPal, right? I love this stock. But at the time when we sold it out, the performance already have a problem. The guidance already have a problem. And then now we see it because there is the quarterly result being announced. So let's take a look. So this is the stock performance. Then this is terrible, very terrible, because the share price dropped even lower than before pandemic. Right before the pandemic is over 100. Is over 100, and then yesterday is only 74.29 US dollar. Maybe because of the hedge fund, maybe because of. But when the stock dropped it so much, why still people are selling them, right? Why people are selling them? Because the result is bad, right? Because the result is bad. I have to say that. I don't want to say that, but the result is bad. So take a look on some information provided by the PayPal report, right? So you can see that even with or without eBay, right? No matter you're counting with the eBay or without the eBay, right? You can see very clearly after 2021's first quarter, the revenue is dropping. You can see that, right? Not the revenue is dropping, it's the revenue's growth rate is dropping. 38, 32, 25, 22, right? So it's dropping. And then this is quite more clear to me that actually the revenue, even is dropping. Even is dropping. To me, it's still okay. You can see that in the first quarter of this year, you can still see the total revenue. Not bad. 6.483 billion US dollar. Right? It just goes back to 1 year before. Not a big deal to me, right? I can live with that. But you can see that for the non-GAAP expense details, it's not okay, right? It's not okay. You can see that no matter is the total expense, volume-based expense, and the non-transaction related expense, everything goes up. Everything goes up. You can see that, right? And then the growth is something like 18%. Why the revenue so high? Why the expense so high? What happened? Well, I don't know. But this is structural, right? And you can see in the right hand side for the non-GAAP operating margin is dropping, right? It's dropping and dropping. I'm still okay with the free cash flow, right? Of the free cash flow on the, I have checked it for the report. The long-term liability and the cash on hand is more or less as the last quarter. No need to worry about that, right? For the free cash flow, still okay, right? Something just like as 1 year before. I'm okay on that. Right? Then we can also see that for the active account, right, increasing a little bit, right? From the dark blue color to the light blue color, right? Increasing a little bit. Although it's slow, right? The increment is slow, but still increasing, right? And then on the number of payment transactions, still okay, increasing. Total payment value, increasing. And then for the upper and the lower, right? For the upper is the transaction expense increasing, something like 25%, a big increase, right? And the transaction loss and the credit loss also increasing. That's the problem. The expense increasing very sharply. The transaction and credit loss also increase sharply. So it has to have a very big revenue or TPV increment unless they can recover this. But unfortunately, not in this quarter. So we can see a terrible result, right? No need to see the others, just show you the most important one is the net income. And then we minus, right? We deleted all the others not related, then is the actual net income from the operation. Right? You can see that this is terrible. The comprehensive income of the first quarter of this year is just 201 million US dollar. And 1 year before is 1,228 million. It lost 84% of the operating net income. What happened? Why? Something that really happened is after the pandemic, a lot of people then just go out and buy things normally. They will not use PayPal. They may use Visa card. They may use MasterCard. They may use American Express, or they may use the others. We don't know, right? Actually, there's a lot of e-payment, right? But during the pandemic, most people will use the Square. Most people may use the PayPal because it's very convenient, right? And this is one point. Right? And this is one point and the only point of that. Because now we are looking at the comprehensive income by the operation. The other thing is that the expense still high. The expense level still at the pandemic. And the credit loss still at that level. That makes the net income suddenly becomes very terribly low. Right, we can see the expectation for the whole year of this year from PayPal, right? And the total payment value then decreased it, right? Decreased it about 13%, decreased from 19 to 13%, right? Or from 22% to 15%, that means decreased 7%, that means decreased 30%, right? And the net revenue growth is from 11 to 13, and then 1 year before is 15 to 17, right? I'm thinking that they are just those figures not reliable, right? Because I think that they are too positive. I will be much more negative than these predictions. Well, and the new active account is just less, nearly half of the 1 year before, right? Nearly half of the 1 year before. And then the adjusted earning per share is previous is 4.6 and now is 3.8. Now previous is that means it happened 1 year before, right? That means it decreased a big proportion. And from the share price, then the market is not as positive as PayPal. They are much more negative, and so do I. Right? Because then we know that I'm still using PayPal. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with using PayPal. But only one problem is PayPal's transaction cost is very high. It's really high. And now it's not only PayPal can do that. Visa can do it. Right? MasterCard can do that. AE can do this. Right? And they have the cross-country payment as well, and the e-payment as well, and they have the Bitcoin, they have the crypto, everything. Then Visa and MasterCard has. But the point is the buying habits. When you go out, then you will use a Visa card, right? You will use a Visa card to buy Chanel handbag, right? You may buy an LV handbag, right? But I don't think you will use a PayPal to buy it, right? So that's what it is. So the exceptional high expense for PayPal also a headache to the shareholders. So be careful on this stock. But actually, if you not sell it out in between, then you miss the chance already, right? No one knows that. And the target price for some, like Goldman said, like JP Morgan, is $50, right? I hope it won't scare you. $50. That means now is 74, then it still has 24 to go, right? So that's what it. We did not lose money on this stock, but this stock then quite disappointing to me, right? So this episode is made for the readers then want me to still analyze it, although we saw it out already. So take care if you still have this stock, right? So I show it once again to you, so you can see that this is not just because of the increase of the federal interest rate. Not like that, right? Something wrong with the company, something wrong with the income, something wrong with the structure, right? It's not just because the putting up the interest rate and then there is a Russian and Ukraine war, not like that. And the China COVID-19 lock-up policy, not like that. It's the stock itself has the problem, right? So be careful on that. Okay, thank you for watching, and then if you like this, and then please give us a comment and share to your friends. Please help to press the subscribe button and then the bell icon next to it. So whenever there is a new video uploaded, YouTube will inform you immediately, right? Okay, today is Friday, then I hope everyone enjoy your weekend. So let us see you next week. Bye-bye.